baheze umugisha. Abantu bari hari inyuma nabonye abana bagomba kwitabwaho cyane, n'abicaye hariya ku muryango inyuma basubira imbere cyangwa baje mu byumba by'abana. Katwongere tsenga Imana. Mana, mu izina rya Yesu Kristo w'i Nazareti, turagushimiye ku mwanya mwiza uduhaye wo kongera kuba imbere yawe k'ubwoko wacunguje amaraso yawe y'igiciro cyinshi. Hari impamvu nyinshi zari gutuma tutaboneka, ariko waturwaniriye urugamba rukomeye uradutsindishiriza, niyo mpamvu abangana gutya babashije kuboneka. Ndabizi ko hari ababyifuje bitakunze kubera impamvu zitandukanye zitabaturutseho. Twabageze hano rero, uhabwe icubahiro ku bwacu Mana. Uyu mwanya ntubumfabusa, yuko ari umwanya wihariye mu buzima bwacu utazongera kugaruka ukundi, ahubwo turememo ibyiringiro by'igihe kizaza biciye muri uyu mwanya mutoya twatanze muri mugoroba. Abakuru bateranya abatoya, abashobora kuba bakurikirana bari kure cyangwa hafi, batari muri iyi sale, nab'imbaraga zawe zigere ku buzima bwabo. Abacitse intege, abafite intege nke mu mibiri, abo nabo basure kandi ubakize. Umuntu ashobora guterana ariko afite impamvu nyinshi mu mutima zatuma hari ibikorwa atabishikira. Baririmba ntabishikire, batambira Imana ntabishikire, ijambo ryavugwa ntabishikire, mu mashimwe n'amaturo ntabishikire. Ariko ndagira ngo uwo nawe umushize ahantu muri uyu mwanya, kugira ngo tubane ubwo ijambo ryawe riba rivugwa. Ubwiza bwawe n'icubahiro bigusubirire kuri Imana yacu. Amen. Dukubitira Imana amashi menshi. Karibu. Ndashimiye kubw'umusobanuzi.
Thank God for my interpreter.
Nawe sinari muherutse, Imana ishimwe kubwe.
It's been a while.
Amen.
Amen.
Tugiye kuganira ijambo ry'Imana.
We're going to speak about the Word of God.
Ndagira ngo naje mbaheze ikaze mwegere n'Imana ibamugisha.
I want to welcome you and God bless you.
Turatangira dushima
We're going to begin with giving thanks to God
Imana yaduhaye uyu mwanya wo kuba hano.
for giving us a moment to be here.
Turayishimiye rwose, Imana ihabwa icubahiro
We thank
cyinshi.
God and praise God.
Turashima kubw'abashitsi
We thank God for visitors.
muze hano kuva muri Arizona.
Our brother coming from Arizona.
Yaragize iminsi yifuza kugera hano.
He wanted to come here.
Twishimiye kubabona rwose.
We're happy to see you.
Cyane no kuba musenze, mwari gusura imiryango mugakomeza gahunda, kuba mugeze naha, Imana ibaho umugisha mwinshi.
You could visit families in other plans, but coming here is very special.
Abandi bashitsi
God bless
benshi
you.
bazaniye ngo kumva ngo banyiri kubakira na babashitsi bose ngo basibye.
Sometimes
Wavugisha umuntu atse ko utasenze ngo twari dufite abashitsi n'abapagani cyangwa n'abashitsi bavuye mu yindi sitari.
Sometimes people miss church. They don't attend the church because they have visitors. All
Kuba
visitors.
musenze rero Imana ibaheze umugisha.
So for you to come, God bless you.
Turashima kubwa bene data bari hano imbere.
We thank God for our brothers to be here in front.
Gisore na madamu n'abantu twabanye mu gihugu ca Kenya.
There are people who live together in Kenya.
Baje bavuye muri California, muri San Diego.
They came from California.
Na ahantu kure cyane. Akarusho noneho kuri bo bimukiye hano iwacu, twakubitira Imana amashi menshi ku bwabo.
It's far, but they moved to here. Let's clap for God.
Kandi n'umuryango mugari, kuba muje gutura kuri uyu musozi n'imbaraga, tuzafatikanya mu byiza, tuzafatikanya mu bibi, tuzafatikanya mu bintu byose bigize ubuzima bw'umuntu.
It's a big family. For you to move here, we'll be together in everything. good and
N'abandi
bad.
bose bateranye bashobora kuba bavuye handi, Imana ibahe umugisha.
And we welcome other people who came from different places or churches.
Dutanga pole muri iyi minsi harwaye abantu benshi bagiraga gutya ngo twarwaye. pole sana ku barwaye ariko turashima isuku y'abakijije.
A lot of people have been sick, but we thank God that most of them are well now.
Hateye icyorezo kidatora abana cyangwa bakura abantu bose ugihuye nawe kirakubita.
There's a sickness going around. It doesn't choose if you're kid or adult.
Protokole yite ku bana cyane. Hari n'abandi benshi barwaye bagiye bavuga ko barwaye.
There's other people who are still sick.
Abo nabo tubahaye pole kandi yasabakize.
Be patient and may God heal you.
Ejo twiriwe mu kiriyo
Yesterday we were at the funeral.
ariko cari kiriyo kiremereye nubwo
It was a
ntacoroshe.
heavy funeral, even though there is not an easy one.
Vuze ko kiremereye kubera ibikorwa by'umuntu twari guherekeza.
I said it's heavy because of things the person who died did.
Mu rupfu burya niho abantu bumva ibintu cyane. Iyo habaye urupfu abantu baza bumva message barayakira yuko ibibutsa ko nabo hari igihe batazaba bakiri.
In death, that's when people get to pay attention or understand very good because they know one day they'll be gone too.
Ikintu rero nabashije kwiga ni uburyo ki umuntu yabasha gusiga umurage mu bana. Ingene wasigira abana ikintu kitazabavamo mu buzima bwabo.
The one lesson I took from the event yesterday is what you can do for your kids. Something you can leave with your kids.
Umuntu wese yishize mu mwanya watabarutse none ugatekereza ati ubu ngiye mkuwe mu bana banje bafite ubwenge cyangwa se utwana duto niki dushobora kuzavuga data cyangwa mama yadusigiye nk'umurage mu minsi yabashe kubana natwe.
If you die today, you have to think what your kids going to do or think or what about you.
Mbivuga kenshi ko inshingano z'umubyeyi ku mwana ntabwo ari ukumugurira amahuzu no kumujana ku masomo gusa no kumugaburira, harimo na responsibilities zo mu buryo bw'umwuka zo kurera abana bacu.
The responsibility of a parent is not just to feed them and buy clothes. Instead, we have to teach them about spiritual life too.
Ijambo umwana abonye ku mubyeyi cyangwa amwumvanye ntabwo rihuye n'iryo azumva kuri pasiteri cyangwa azamwumvana yuko pasiteri bahurira hano ariko ubuzima nyabwo bufite imiziriya mu muryango.
The word the kids going to hear from other people, not parents, it's not the same as the word the kids going to hear from their parents because they spend much time with the parents.
Ubu rero buri muntu wese ni pasiteri hehe iwiwe ku bana be.
Everyone is a pastor
Kuba
in
biba
their
mwimbuto.
home to your kids.
Uriya mubyeyi Imana imuhe iruhuko ryabera tuzongere tubonane ku munsi w'umwana.
May God bless him. We will see him again.
Turaganira rero ijambo twasorejeho n'iyinga twavuganye ijambo rivuga gute ku bari hano bakurikiranye numve ko muri abigishwa beza nimutsindwa
We're going
nuko
to
nyine
speak about
nta
continuing the message we did last Sunday. Anybody remember?
muri abantu beza cyane.
Yes, you did good.
Twaganira ijambo rivuga ngo kugirira neza uwakugiriye neza no kugirira neza uwakugiriye nabi, ariko umwanya udushirana tukiri ku ijambo rivuga ngo kugirira neza uwakugiriye neza.
I preached about to do good for those who did good to you or did bad, but our time ended up without talking about, we just spoke about people who, to do good to those who did good to you.
Amen. Namuhumure mubwira gutya. Ndamusuhuje yaragize iminsi muri Korea.
Greetings to
Uwimana
Muhumure.
yarabanye nawe umwaka
He was
wose,
in
Imana
Korea
ishimwe ko yakurinze kandi
For
kaza
the
cyane.
whole year, we thank God for protecting you.
Turasoma rero mu gitabo cy'itangiriro bice 45 guheraho na makuru ya Yosefu.
We're going to read Genesis chapter 45, starting there. News about Joseph.
Ngaho banza usome mu Cyongereza. Ugeze nko kuwa gatanu.
Chapter 40, Genesis 45, 1 through 6. Then Joseph could not control himself before all those who stood by him. He cried, "Make everyone go out from me." So no one stayed with him when Joseph made himself known to his brothers. And he wept aloud so that Egyptians heard it, and the household of Pharaoh held it. And Joseph said to his brothers, I am Joseph. Is my father still alive? But his brothers could not answer him, for they were dismayed at his presence. So Joseph said to his brothers, come near to me, please. And they came near. And he said, I'm your brother Joseph, whom you sold into Egypt. And now you sold me here, for God sent me before you to preserve life.
Yosefu yirondorera bene se. Yosefu ananirwa kwiyumanganya imbere yabo bahagararanye bose, ahubwo avuga cyane ati nimusohore abantu bose bambise. Tiyagira umuntu uhagararana na Yosefu, yirondorera bene se, atera hejuru ararira. Abanyegiputa barabyumva, abo mu nzu ya Farawo barabyumva. Yosefu abwira bene se ati, ndi Yosefu, data aracyariho. Bene se bashaka icyo bamusubiza, kirabura kuko bahagaritswe imitima no kuba imbere ye. Yosefu abwira bene se ati, ndabinginze nimunyegere. Baramwegera. Aravuga ati, ndi Yosefu mwene so, mwaguze ngo njanwe muri Egiputa. None ntimubabare, timwirakarire yuko mwanguze ngo nzanwe no, kuko Imana ariyo yatumye mbabanziriza ngo kize ubugingo bw'abantu. Amena. Ningarishize twavuze kugirira neza umuntu wakugiriye neza.
Last Sunday we spoke about doing good to those who did good to you.
Ariko biroroshe kuba umuntu yagirira neza uwamugiriye neza, yuko birasa naho bifite ishingiro yuko umuntu yakwitura neza umuntu wamugiriye neza.
It's easy to do good for those who done good things to us because
ariko kandi sinigitangaza yuko hari abagirira abantu neza bakabitura inabi.
But it's not a surprise that when you do good to a person and then they do bad to you.
Iyo ukurikiranye amakuru y'umugabo witwa Thomas Sankara, yabaye perezida wa mbere wa Liberia.
If you follow the news about the person,
umugabo wamwishwe witwa Blaise Compaoré yari umwana wakuriye iwabo.
The person who killed the president, it was a child who was raised in
mukarera umwana iwanyu yamara gukura warabaye perezida kubera wewe kumushizeho ubushuti akagira umwanya agafata umwanya akakwica ntiyibuke neza yose yo gukurira iwanyu akagera hakwica kugira ngo atware umwanya wari ufite.
Raising a kid in a family and then after that they forget what you did good to them. Instead of doing good, they did bad to you.
Habe n'abantu benshi mu buzima uzumva bahemukiwe, abenshi uzosanga barahemukiwe n'abantu babo bahafi.
A lot of people who faces unjust is those who are close to them.
Urya yari yizeye, urya yarakunze, urya bari bashuditse, urya bafitanye amateka maremare. Niyo mpamvu usanga mu abantu benshi mu mitima bagira ibikomere nuko baba barababajwe n'abo bakunda.
Those who you love, those you believe in, and those you are friends with, they broke your heart when they do good.
Iyo umuntu mutaziranye mudafitanye connection kugiriye nabi, ntabwo bigira icyo bigutwara cyane mu mitekerereze yuko ntabwo ubutekereza ko nubundi yari kukigurira neza.
When a person you don't know do bad things to you, it doesn't really affect you because you were not even expecting good things from them.
Amen. Ineza rero ni ikintu gikomeye mu buzima bw'abantu.
Goodness or kindness is a very big thing and an important thing in the life of a person.
Bavuga ngo ugira neza ukabisanga imbere ariko kandi niyo ugize nabi nabyo ugira gute ubisanga imbere.
They say when you do good, when you show goodness, you meet that you face that in the future, or even if you do bad, you will still face that in the future.
Ndetse rimwe na rimwe n'abana bawe ineza yawe barayisoroma ariko kandi ni nabi yawe abana bawe basoroma imbuto zayiri imbere.
Sometimes even your kids can reap your kindness or goodness, or they can even also reap all the bad things you did in the future.
Cyakagira icyo ukora mu buzima ngo wibwire ko kizarangirira ku buzima bwawe. Ubuzima bwose nukububira bazagukomokaho.
Everything you do in life, it's just not going to end to you. It's going to continue to your kids
uretse
other
n'ibyo wakoze
generations.
n'ibyo wavuze ubu biba ibintu bizasarurwa n'abawe ejo hazaza.
Not just what you did, not just what you spoke about, even what you do is going to affect the generations coming from you.
n'abakoresha amasosho media ibyo tuvuga ni ibintu bitugaruka ejo hazaza.
Even those who use social media or whatever we put there is going to affect us in the future.
mugenda mubona bakata uduce dutoya tw'umuntu, hari abakata dutoya twiza ariko bagakata n'utundi tubi bakaduhererekanya, ni ibyatuvuyemo bitugarukaho.
You will see that they cut a small scene or video and shred it everywhere because of what you said. Some do good and some do bad.
ariko reka twebwe twishakira uburyo ki ejo hacu hazagaruka ineza ku buzima bwacu ndetse n'abazadukomokaho ndetse n'inshuti zacu n'abatuzi, ineza yacu ikazabagarukira.
But let us find a way to do good so our kindness will come back to us or our kids in the future.
turahura n'umuntu ngo akubwire ngo uri umwana wo kwa runaka sha iwanyu bigeze kunkorera iki kintu.
Have you met a person, they say, are you a kid of the person that I know? Your family did something to me.
hari n'undi utokunda ko muramukanya cyangwa ko mumenyana kubera amateka yo mu miryango yanyu iriya akavuga ati n'uwo kwa runaka
There is
bariya
even-
bigeze kutugirira nabi bariya. ntimuza mwumva ibintu mu miryango ngo ntidushaka hariya ntitugira gute ntituja hariya hariya hari amateka iriya hirya.
Sometimes people don't want to know each other because of the backgrounds or because of the things their families did to other people. There are some kids who went aside.
ineza rero cyangwa inabi ni ikintu kigenda kigaruka mu buzima bw'abana b'abantu.
The good things or bad things will come back in your life.
dawudi asaza agiye gutanga araga umuhungu we salomo.
When David was getting old and preparing his son Solomon,
salomo yari muto cyane, dawudi ari umwami, hagerageje abahungu biwe babiri gukubita kudeta. umuhungu witwa abusalomo yaje gufahangana mu ntambara na se n'undi muhungu witwa adoniya. abahungu bombi bigeze gutante gukubita se kudeta, ariko adoniya amaze kwiyimika, salomo afata umuhungu witwa dawudi afata salomo amwimika kuba umwana.
Solomon was young, and his two older brothers tried to replace his dad by force. But when the time came, David gave the kingdom to Solomon.
dawudi amaze guheza salomo ingoma yamubwiye ibintu bibiri bikomeye. yamubwiye abagabo bamugiriye neza, arababwira ngo aba nawe uzabitura ineza bagize mu gihe cyanje.
When David gave the throne to Solomon, he told them, these kind of people did good, so make sure you reward them.
ariko amubwira abandi bagabo, arababwira ngo abagabo barampemukiye nkiri umwami, tukareke ngo ijwi zabo zizaje kuzimu zitariho amaraso.
And he also told him, these other people did very bad to me. Don't let their hair turn gray and go into the grave without punishing them.
kandi abagabo babiri yamubwiye ngo imvi zabo ntizikareke kuja kuzimu zitariho amaraso. harimo umugabo witwa shimeya w'umubenyamini, salomo yaje kumwica yuko yarenze ku byo yamutegetse. hakaba n'undi wa kabiri witwa yowabu wari umukuru w'ingabo ku gihe cyase, nawe salomo niwe waje kumwica.
Those two men, they were very important men in the tribe, but Solomon happened to kill them because of what his dad said.
ubuzima ibyo dukora byose ni rikodi yanditse samuweya, byanga byakunda mu buzima bwacu. nubwo tutabyibuka tuzahura n'igikuta cyabyo cyangwa n'igisubizo cyabyo.
Everything we do in this life is recorded somewhere, and we're going to face that in the future.
ubwo rero dusoza umwaka wa 2022, reka twebwe twiganirire cyangwa se dushaka uburyo ki twakwitura ineza abatugiriye neza n'abatugiriye nabi.
As we end this year, let's find a way to do good things, to return kindness to those people who did bad to us.
uyu munsi rero turavugana kwitura ineza inabi.
Today we're going to talk about giving goods to those who did bad.
kandi biragoye kwitura ineza inabi.
To do good to those who did bad, it's
umuntu
really
wakugiriye
hard.
nabi wowe umwitura
A
ineza,
person who did bad to you, to do good to them, is
umuntu
very
wakuvuze
hard.
nabi wowe umuvuge
A
neza,
person who spoke bad about you, to do
umuntu
good for
ukwanga wowe
them.
umuheza urukundo,
A person who hates you, to love them.
umuntu wakubujije amahirwe wowe umuhesha
A
amahirwe.
person who took your blessings and luck for you to do good to them.
uko byari bimeze mu mategeko ya Mose, umuntu yiturwaga ikintu nk'uko yagikoze.
In the law of Moses, a person will get a reward according
nimba
to what
umuntu
they did.
yaguciye ugutwi, itegeko ryaravuga ngo nawe bagire gute bamuce ugutwi.
If you cut someone's ear, then the law will say they have to cut yours too.
nakunogora ijisho nawe bamunogora irindi.
If they take away your eye, then they have to take. If you take someone's eye away, then they have to take yours
ariko
too.
Yesu aje ahindagura ibintu,
But when Jesus came, turned everything.
kubera ko ari we waje kuba urufatiro ruzima kandi aba umwubaka muzima kandi aba icyitegererezo kizima cy'abizeye.
Because he came to be a foundation and to be a very important person in the faith.
amakuru ya Yosefu rero murayazi, ayo ni amakuru mwakuze mwumva.
The news of Joseph, it's known to everyone. Everyone knows the story of Joseph.
amen. Yosefu yavutse mu muryango urimo abahungu 12 n'umukobwa umwe gusa,
He was born into a family that has 12 sons and 1 daughter.
ariko bari abana bavuka ku bagore 4. Yosefu kuri nyina bavutse ari abana 2 gusa.
There were kids from 4 different moms, but to his mom, there were just 2
ngo
kids.
arangizagira ibyago, nyina apfa amukurikije, abyaye Benjamin amwita izina ngo ni Benoni, ngo yuko ari umwana nakuye mu mubabaro waje.
His mom died when his little brother was born, and he named him a very bad name because she was painful.
Isi aravuga ngo iri si izina ararihindura amwita Benjamin, amaze kumubyara nyina arapfa.
And then after that, his dad changed it to Benjamin. After that, the woman died.
Yosefu gakura mu maboko y'abagore 3 batarimo nyina, urumva ko yaryaga habonye.
Joseph was raised with the 3 women that are not her mother.
burya kubura nyoko ndibingana no kubura so, yuko nyoko niwe muntu wa hafi uzi kubwira utuntu twose. So yakubwira ibyo ashaka n'icyerekezo ahagira, ariko nyoko niwe uzi kubwira utuntu twibanze twose.
Losing a mother is very bad. It's not the same as losing a daughter, because mothers,
kampani
they're very
nyinshi
close to
zifasha
us.
abana babuze base, ariko ndabaza bafasha imfubyi zabuze ba nyina. Hari abo mwari mwabona iyo bavuze ngo bafashe imfubyi bazashaka gushaka imfubyi zabuze base, siko muzamubona.
When they say a person is an orphan, they have to be the one who
ariko
loses the
imfubyi
father.
ziza zibabara kurusha izindi ni imfubyi zasizwe na ba nyina bakiri abana.
But those orphans who were left by their parents, the mom is very hard one.
hari aba numvise ngo nyina wabo yagiraga ibuye buri gihe yariho magamaga hano inyuma nk'umutsima, agashira abana hari umugabo akaryaga. Burya abagabo baza bashudika n'abana yuko abo nyina uhari abana bafite nyinaho nibo birabasa.
I heard a story about stepmom who were making umutsima and then put a stone inside the fufu.
uwo muvyeyi ngo yashifataga ibuye akarisiga umutsima hano inyuma, abana bakubitaho inzara wapi, abana bakicwa n'inzara. Ise yahazi iwe havuga ati sheri azi guteka n'umuntu mwiza, buri munsi amushimira amugirira neza, naho kumba abana barashize.
The stepmom were just giving food to her husband, but take a stone and put food around the stone, and then when kids go to eat, they face the stone and they couldn't eat.
n'abakuru bacu umugani baravuga ngo akabura ntikaboneke ni nyina w'umuntu.
Proverbs says the one who's lost but not seen as a mother.
nakoze ubukwe data na mama batarimo, ariko ngeze hariya ku muryango nahise nibuka, ndavuga atari ko abantu bari banitabye benshi, ndavuga atari ku mama ntari muri ubu bukwe kwiri.
On my wedding day, there was a lot of people. My parents were not there,
musaza
but
sinigeze
I
mutekereza
couldn't.
yuko ndi yarabuze ubushobozi bwo
But I just
kuza.
thought about my
na mama
mom.
yamusaba itike yari kuvuga atari ko wa mugore we mu minembwe ni Nairobi wabaye gute inka nigurishe umuhambaro ndibazo mushingira umuryango.
I'm sure my dad did not care a lot as my mom did.
Yosefu rero kakuze ari akana k'imfubyi kadafite ababyeyi, ariko kari mu maboko y'abagore 3.
So Joseph was raised as an orphan who were just raised by 3 women who were not
kubera
his
amateka
mother.
nyina yari afitanye na se Yakobo, ingene yakunze nyina Raheli, aramukorera imyaka ingahe irashira 7 bamuhemba utari we, arasubira akora iyindi 7 amushata aragumba, aza kubyara Yosefu. Amaze kubona ako gahungu Yakobo agashiraho umutima wose.
Because of the history between Joseph's parents, his father loved him more than other kids.
ngo arangiza agasoneshereza n'ikanzu kaba mu gituza cyasi.
He buy a dress to him, and then he put him on his shoulder.
akuza abagore nk'abangahe noneho ukerekana urukundo ku mwana utagifite nyina nukuza abwira abahungu biwe ko abayuda bari abahungu bagera kuri 6 ko ntiyaburaga kubabwira ati kariya kana muzakarebe neza katazabajana umugisha kariya kazakegera.
I'm sure women were telling their kids to be patient, to be careful to Joseph, because they were thinking he's going to take their blessings.
kigije haruguru katangira karyama gutya kakavuga ngo naraye ndo.
When he goes to bed and sleep, he would tell, I dreamed.
kurabwira abana inzozi za Yosefu yazimenye kubera kutagira nyina. iyo agira nyina akamubwira ngo naraye ndose, nyina yaramubwiraga ngo ntukavuge bene nyoko wanyu batazakwishyura.
He said his dreams because he didn't have a mother. If he had a mother, his mother would have advised him not to say it.
kubera gahunda nyina mwagiye kurya kamavuga ngo naraye ndose ngo mwese ngo imiba yanyu ngo yaguye ngo wanje ari usigaye uhagaze amaze kurya wenda kwa Leya cyangwa se ari kwa Biruha zanyu zose ko birumva guhera kuri Rubeni ukisa ku mutwe waraye urose.
Because he was young, he would just say or reveal his dreams instead of keeping it
Isara
secret.
waramubwira atari kwa mwana izo nzozi.
And his
Wadukanye.
dad told him, those dreams you said,
My dear, rimwe inzozi zawe ntukapfe kuzivuga yuko iyo uvuze inzozi zawe rimwe na rimwe ibiziremera abanzi.
don't just say your dreams, because when you do, you reveal something to your enemies.
Amen. Ariko kandi utazivuze naho ndago wabona bazishigikira utazivuze.
But sometimes when you don't say it, you don't have people to support it.
Birasaba nimba uzivuze ko witegura n'urugamba.
So when you say it, be prepared for whatever will come after.
Yosefu bene se baja mu biraro arangije isamuheza ifunguro arababwira ngo uje kubasura. Yosefu bakimurangiza turutse kure baravuga ngo dore Karose araje tugomba kumwisha.
Joseph's brother went to the farm, and then he took food to them. When they saw him, they said, "Look, the dream guy is coming."
Icyaneretse ko iyo nama itakozwe ubwo nuko abantu barenga bangahe bari kumwe bavukana mutafa kwemeza inama yo kwisha umuntu ubwo nukuvuga ngo bari bagize iminsi babiganira kariya gahungu tuzakagire gute muza mukabona gute.
It's possible that what they did to Joseph was not just something they thought about it right away, because there were many of them. They had to prepare.
Ariko Bibiliya yambwiye ngo bakikarangiza gaturutse kure
When they saw him coming from far,
bahita bavuga ngo uyu mwana tugomba kumwisha.
they said, "This kid, we have to kill him."
Tukazabwira data ko inyamaswa z'inkazi zamuriye.
And we'll tell our father the animals killed him.
baravuga ngo bamute mu rugo bashaka kumwica. Rubeni niwe wavuze ati mwene data twama tumwica reka tumute muri uyu mwobo. Ariko Rubeni ngo yashakaga kumurokora hanyuma akamusubiza kwasi.
They wanted to kill him, but they come up with an idea to put him in a hole, and then Reuben wanted to rescue him and take him to his father.
Bamaze kumutamwa bakigenda naho nabo bamuririye mu mibare bayuda baragaruka bagakuramwe babonye Abishimayeli barakagurisha. Yosefu bamugura ifaranga baramutanga baravuga tubwo tutamwishe nagende nawe zanzoze tuzarebe.
Then they come back and took him from the wall and then sold him to other people.
Bafashe ikanzu bishitungo rimwe barangize baritumira se baramubwira ngo umwana wa Yosefu ngo inyamaswa z'inkazi zaramuriye.
And they took his dress and put it in blood, animal's blood, and then they sent it to his dad and said,
Yakobo abonye
"It was killed by
ryakanzu
animals."
avuga ijambo rikomeye aravuga ngo nzarinda nje kuzimu ngo kirire umwana wanje Yosefu.
And then when his father Jacob saw the dress, he said, "Until I'm going to the grave, I will still cry for my son Joseph.
Nzarinda nje kuzimu kirire umwana wanje Yosefu."
Until I go to the grave, I will still cry for my son
Yosefu
Joseph."
isarasibuka yemera ko yapfuye ubuzima burakomeza.
He accepted that Joseph died.
Amen. Doye se cyubahiro turi kumwe. Arangije rero Yosefu iyo yagiye agezeyo n'aba bantu nabo bamugurisha kwa Potifari.
After that, were those people who bought him, they sold him again to another king.
Nyina recho yarapfuye Yosefu asigara bibyashara.
His mom died, and then he became a business.
ise nawe iriya azi ko umwana yapfuye.
And then his father, where he was, he
Abavandimwe
thought his son died.
baragurishije ndawuze ubaza undi ngo amubaza ati urya mwene data yaba akihaba cyangwa uko nyine byararangiye.
And the brothers who sold him, they were even spoke about if he's still alive or dead.
Hano munsi y'izuba hari igihe ugeraho wibagirana kandi uri mu bantu bakaza bakurenza amaso abavandimwe n'imiryango ugasa naho udahari.
Sometimes you are forgotten by the families because they don't see you, they don't know you.
Ariko Imana ikwibutse abantu bazagutororeka n'abiriya ngo n'umwishwa wacu ngo nguriya ngo n'uyu wacu neza kubera ko Imana yakwibutse.
But when God remembered you, everyone will say, that's my family member, that's my niece.
Wewe unumva muri mugoroba Imana ikwibutse nimburi muri ivyo bihe Imana ikuzamura umusozi abantu bashobora kukubona bakagukenera.
May God remember you today and put you on the mountain where everyone can see you and remember you.
Ageze kwa Potifari yari umwana wabaye mu gituza cyase kurya twavuga kuri abari abana batanze ubuhamya bwase. Yosefu yari afite umurago ukomeye uva muri se Yakobo wo kwizera Imana ngo agere kwa Potifari kamagatona. Potifari aramubwira ati muri uru rugo gusa ikintu utazategeka ni umugore wanje ariko ibindi bintu byose biba muno ndabikweguriye.
In the kingdom, he has a strong faith where even the king told him, I give you everything except my wife.
Tugatinya intambara zizakuza kubera gukiranuka uzantinya intambara zazanwa no gukiranirwa.
Don't be afraid of the troubles or trials that come to you because of the goodness you did. Just be afraid of something comes back to you.
Nimba intambara dufite mu buzima zitava mu kugirana ibibazo n'Imana izo ngizo na amahoro.
The battle you are fighting, if it's not coming from you and doing bad to God, don't worry about it.
Yuko Imana iri mu ruhande rwacu iyo dukora neza.
Because God is on your side when you do good.
Ageraho muka Potifari nawe abona igikundiro cy'umuhungu wasenze Imana aravuga ati uyu muntu ngomba kuryamana nawe.
And then the king's wife saw him and said, I'll have to sleep with this man.
Yosefu aratinya aravuga ngo ibisi no bikora.
Joseph was afraid and scared. He said, but the woman tried to force him, but he took his dress and gave it to her. And then she said, this man was trying to rape me, and then they put him in a prison.
Ndakubwira ko Imana yavuze ku buzima bwawe ticapfuye ticaboze ticagajutse ticibagiranye imbere yabo nubwo abantu bashobora kukirenza amaso cyangwa ntibagihishurirwe kiracahari kugezana n'ubu.
I'm telling you what God had said to you, even though it may not be seen this time, is still there.
Yosefu agezeyo arotorera abahungu babiri inzozi baje bwamara babwira ngo muzanibuke bageze baramwibagirwa.
In the prison, he had a dream about other prisoners, 2 prisoners, and he told them when after they revealed them, he said, when you get there, remember me.
Barabahereza b'ibwami arababwira ati wowe uzasubira gutanga vini bwami naho wowe mbonye wikore ibintu bikona bikurire ku mutwe wowe uzashika wicwe bageze imusozi bibabera gutyo umwasigara ibwami undarishwa. Yosefu ari mu nzu y'imbohe.
He told one, you're going back to serve to the kingdom, but you are going to be killed, so when you get there, remember me.
Ariko nawe wa wundi wasigaye nawe yibagirwa kuvugira Yosefu aguma mu nzu y'imbohe. Hari igihe ibihe biza biguheza ahantu nubwo wasa n'uwagiriye neza abantu hakabura n'umuntu n'umwe wagira gute.
The one who didn't die, forget about what Joseph did to him and forget him.
Igihe by'umwijima biza bigutwikira nta n'uwo guheza n'urudorari. Ikindi gihe izuba ryarasa umuntu wese ukubonye akaza guheza envelope akazamva yo guha gift.
When you are shadowed with a dark time, people don't forget you. Nobody will give you even $1. But when it's good time for you, everyone can give you everything.
Erega ni wewe data wa twese uri umucunguzi wacu uhereye kera kose niryo zina ryawe nubwo Aburahamu atatuzi Isiraheli nawe ntatwemere wewe uratwemera. Ndababwira ntimugakenere kwemerwa n'abantu n'umunsi n'umwe.
Don't feel good to be known by people, even one day.
yuko
Accepted.
bemewe n'abantu biza bivuma. Hari igihe uzumva ngo umuvuga butumwa ngo aravumye, nta kuvuma n'akazi k'ubuzima.
Sometimes you hear evangelist is famous or celebrity, but it's not like that.
Nguriye muririmbyi ngo aravumye, hano nta kuvuma n'akazi k'ubuzima.
The singer is a celebrity, but it doesn't work here.
Bukeye Imana iteza Farawo inzozi arose abura uzisobanura, wa muhungu aje kwibutsa Farawo aramubwira ngo cyagihe dukoze amanyanga bakadufunga mwibohero hari agahungu kadusobanuriye kitwa Yosefu.
And then Pharaoh had a dream, and nobody could interpret that until the man who Joseph interpreted the dream in the jail told him there is someone in a prison who can interpret the dream.
Imana nije kukwibuka izanyuranye ibintu basanga ari wowe muntu gusa ukenewe.
When God remembers you, he reverses everything, and you will be accepted.
Amen. Imana izahinduranya ibihe abantu bose basanga ari wowe ukenewe gusa.
He will reverse time for reverse times, and you will be the one who is needed.
Bakajana ibwami umwami amurebye Yosefu avuze ibintu byose umwami aravuga ngo se twabonayo umunyabwenge umeze nk'uyu.
And they took him to the kingdom. When the king saw him, he was like, where can we find a wise man like this?
Umwami ahita amubwira umuntu wa kabiri mu gihugu aravuga ngo nta muntu uzemererwa gushingura ikirenge muri Egiputa no kugishinga ahandi ngo Yosefu atabyemeje.
And he was like he became like a prime minister or vice president, where the king said, nobody will step on this land without Joseph.
Ariko Yosefu akomeye he bakuru biwe bazi ko yapfuye sazi ko yapfuye ariko Yosefu ni umwami muri Egiputa.
He became like a king in Egypt when his fathers thought he's dead and his brothers knew he's dead.
Mbwira mugenzi wawe mubwire ngo amasezerano yawe ntabavandimwe bayakenewemo Imana izayasohoza.
Your promise, you don't need your brothers or sisters in your promise. God will make it come through.
Si ngombwa ngo ube mu bagukunda gusa kugira ngo amasezerano sore Imana izayasohoza.
You don't have to be with the people who love you for your promise to come true.
Si ngombwa ngo ube mu maboko y'abakwishimiye gusa icyo Imana yakuvuze izagisohoza ititaye kuri abo niba abantu ba mbere bagomba gupubliya bavuga ngo Imana yaramwibuze.
God will reveal the promise. He will keep the promise and make it true, even though you are with the people who hate you.
Dawudi hayandika muri Zaburi yaravuze ngo yaratwibutse ngo ubwo twari ducishijwe.
David said in the Psalms that God remembered us when nobody did.
Amen. Abimana yibutse tuyeze cyubaye.
Those God remembered, praise
Imana
Him.
yaratwibutse.
God remembered us.
Naza nsubira mu mateka ejo bundi muze ndeba amateka yanje jewe Robert mbura amaboko novuga ashobora kuba hari abantu usanga akavuga ngo uyu muntu ngo niwe ngo wagize gutya na gutya ugasanga umuntu twarashimira abantu nasanze gusa jewe ni isikariye zineza y'Imana kugeza until today.
I was thinking about my history, the background I went through, and you would say about things that happened to you, people helped to you, but for me, it was just God.
Yaratwibutse Imana ubwo
Every
twari
stage.
ducishijwe bugufi.
God remembered us.
Muzamunanirwa gushima Imana ngo musubize amaso inyuma wibuka imisozi Imana yakuzamuye ahandi Imana yagukuye.
Why is it so hard for people to thank God and forgetting the mountains God
Aho
helped you
satagukura
climb?
ababyeyi batagukura Imana ikakwarura Imana ikakuzamura nawe.
Were you being in a place
ikakugeza mu
where
meza
your
yawe.
father or your parents cannot take you away, but God raised you?
Nigeze kurarana mu nzu n'umugabo witwa Musabwa utuye muri Utah nahiriye muri Afrika inzu nyine zari nto umugore ga arimuka kurya kwiwacu ndaryama na Musabwa ngo tugeze saa 10 z'ijoro arankomangira arambwira ati Robert izuka tuvugana.
I had a visitors back home. He lives in Utah now. We slept, and when it was like 4 a.m., he woke me up.
Ngo se ngo niki kiza gituma wikomeza wa.
And he told me, why do you have pride in yourself?
Kubera iki ngo ko kuzi ukiri umupagani hari Bujumbura ngo kituma utazuguma kuvuga neza y'Imana ngo ukaba wiceceke.
And he said, I know you in Bujumbura. Why don't you talk about the kindness of God? And he just
Ngo
kept
nindekewe
silent.
uko ga saa 10 z'ijoro ngo nindekewe ngo wambwira ibyiza Imana yamugiriye.
It was 4 a.m. and he said, and let me just tell you what God did to me.
Arambwira amakuru yose ngo ingene yigeze kurara nta kuguru umugore baba bamubwira ngo ari kugituro natahe ngo adafite umwana nta diplome nta kazi tanka ambwira ibintu bigera nka birindwi ngo byose atarafite ti none reba andondagurira hafi y'ibyo byose nsanga muri ico gihe Imana yarabimuhaye.
He told me about how he lost his leg and he has no diploma. The wife was about to leave him. Things were going rose for him, and then God helped him through.
Imana kubera icyo yavuze kuri Yosefu iri iwabo ko base no mu bihugu byose aho Imana iteza inzara hasigara gusa ibyo kurya kandi wari ubifite mu maboko bigomba kugaburira abantu bose batoye muri ibyo bice yari Yosefu niwe wari umujera wabyo.
And then what God said to Joseph came through because he make other countries, even his own countries, have a hunger that was going on only in Egypt. They had
Baraza
food.
guhaha abahungu 10 basiga gusa Benyamini baraza bamusanga muri Egiputa ngo abitegereze warabamenya. Yosefu yari afite freshere ibo ntibaruha bamenya pi tekereza muze abantu bakugurishije mwene se uri umwana umaze kuburumva umwana se yatumye kureba bene se mu kiraro yari umwana umaze kwigira haruguru bose ntyagira n'umwe umumenye yuko ntawari ugifite muri mind ko Yosefu yabagihari.
His 10 brothers came to buy food, but they didn't remember him. They couldn't recognize him because he changed and nobody thought he existed.
Icya gatatu nubwo batekereza ko hari ntibatekereza yuko ari umuntu wakora ibikomeye yuko yari umucakara waguzwe babazi ko ari mu mirimo yiriya hasi yo gukorera abandi.
Even though they could think he existed, they would even think that he's no honored person because they thought he's a slave because they
Basanga
sold him.
n'umutwara arategetse yifitiye freshere arabitegereza ngo arangize aravuga ngo mubatekereza amahaho yabo nimumara ayo izo zahabu bazanye kugura nazo muzisubize mu mizigo yabo mubareke batahe ariko babwira ijambo arababaza ngo ese iso yitwa nde ngo ni Yakobo bama bamubesha kandi ngo yari adufite turi abahungu 12 ngo umwe mwene data ngo aribwa n'inyamaswa z'inkazi ngo dusigaye turi 11 ngo agatoya niko kasigaye ngo niko kasangiye neza nyina n'uwo wapfuye mwene so yarapfuye mwe ababandi mwarangurishije none ko murambesha.
And then he told them, give them food, and the gold they brought, they give him back. And then he asked them, who is your father? They told him the father is Jacob, and they told him they have a younger brother, but they also told him our other brother died. And he knew that they're lying.
Warangiza arababwira ngo nimugaruka muzozane n'uwo mwene so nawe muzomuzane muje guha nimutamuzana nta kintu muzabona hano.
And he told them, when you come back, bring your little brother. If you don't bring him, you won't get anything.
Bageziri iwabo bahambuye amasaho yabo basanga n'ibiguzi batanze babigaruye babwiye se ngo baratubwiye ngo uyu mwana nutamureka ntazosubira isa aravuga ngo ntiyo mureka yuko mukuru we yapfuye amwihambiraho inzara ngo imare gukomera inzara mu gitabo c'abami hari ababyeyi bagabuye umwana kubera inzara undi aravuga ngo tuzaje wanje ejo hageze ejo uwaba aramwimana inzara izituma ababyeyi abana bose bo batanguka zawohereza umwe bakamufatira mukarya none ejo ikabarya mwasiba kabiri ukavuga ati nakarunaka mukohereze gato tuzomenye makuru duhazi.
When they get home, they find he returned the gold and everything, but they told his father they want us to bring our little brother, and his father said, no, I can't let him go.
Yakobo inzara ibonye ko ibaye nyinshi aramubaha.
When Jacob saw they're very hungry, he let him go.
Umuhungu witwa Yuda aramwishingira aravuga ngo nje nishingiye umwana muduheze tugende.
And Judah said, he's my responsibility, let us go.
Bagezeyo Yosefu ngamukubita amaso ngo aja mu nzu yari haruguru ngo ararira.
When they get there and Joseph saw him, he went in the house and cried.
Hari igihe umuntu azaca mu buzima Imana yagusubiza yakubwira neza wibuka ahantu Imana yagukuye tushake kwereka abantu ukiyumanganya ariko warenga hirya ukarira bigacika.
Sometimes when you remember what God did to you, you don't want to show emotions to people, but when you go a little bit away, you
uyu
remember
n'umwana wa
to cry.
mama yasize kurwana.
And Joseph remembered that this is my brother, my
Naje
little
ababene
brother.
tabarangurisha akura atagira na mama mu maboko yabo.
And then he was thinking, and then my brothers told me, and this is my little brother the mom left behind.
Ngo arangize Yosefu arababwira ngo musubire kandi mubatekerere mushire ibyo bazanye ibiguzi byabo mubishire mu mizigo yabo mufate n'iki gikombe canje mugishire mu muzigo wuriya w'umuherezi.
And Joseph told the servant, give them food and return the gold, and then took my cup and put it in the basket for the little brother had.
bamaze kugenda atuma abagaragu bababwire hari umuntu wanjanye igikombe barabasaka bagisanga na Benyamini aramufata bose baragaruka baravuga ngo ntivyobaho uyu titwosubira kwa data dahari.
After they left, he sent the servant and tell them, go find my cup. When they look for the cup, they find it in a Benjamin basket, and they wanted to bring him back.
Yuda ngo aruha akazamubwira ngo nje ndasigara mu cimbo c'uyu ariko ntitwasubira kuri data Benjamin tutamufite.
And Judah said, I will stay instead of leaving Benjamin because we can't go back to our dad without him.
Yosefu bimwanga mu ndageze kuri iki gice ngo abwira abantu bose ngo nibasohoke abandi bantu bose arababwira ngo nimusohoke.
And Joseph was hurt. He told people, everyone in the house, to go out.
Yosefu ntiyabakirize buke atera hejuru ngo abanyegiputa baraho barabyumva n'abagaragu ba Farawo bumva ko Yosefu arize asigaranye na bene se mu nzu. Yosefu atera hejuru ararira.
He cried aloud. Everyone in the house and the kingdom heard him.
Arababwira ngo nije Yosefu mwene se mwagurishije
And he
data aracahaba.
he told them, I'm the Joseph, the one you sold. Is my father still alive?
Bose ni nk'aho bahise bibuka filime ya Yosefu bose ngo barumirwa habura umuntu n'umwe umusubiza bamenye ko ari Yosefu.
And they all remembered what happened, and nobody could even answer back.
Uwo munsi bose bahise bamupfukamira isezerano ry'Imana yari yarabwiye Yosefu bakibana bose barapfukama imbere ya
They
Yosefu.
all bowed down, and then the promise God told Joseph when they still together, it became true.
Ntabwo kugira neza kw'Imana ku buzima bwawe gukeneye inkunga y'abantu.
The kindness
Rekana
of
intambara
God-
n'abantu rekana ibibazo n'abantu
The-
ntabwo Imana ikeneye inkunga yabo kugira ngo Imana izakuzamura.
The kindness of God does not need a support from people for him to do good to you.
Ijambo Imana ivugiye ntirikeneye imfashanyo y'umuntu rizasohora nzarirebesha maso yanje amaboko yanje arikoreho Yosefu arongera arababwira ngo nije Yosefu mwene so mwagurishije.
Again, he told them, I'm Joseph, the one you sold.
Yosefu ngo ararira.
And he cried.
Arababwira ngo nubwo ari mwe mwangurishije.
He told them, even though you're the one who sold me,
Umva ingene abantu b'abanyamwuka bazabavuga nubwo ari mwebwe mwabikoze.
even though you're the one who did it,
Abakuraho ikibazo arababwira ngo n'Imana yabishatse kugira ngo mbabanzirize muri Egiputa.
it's God who wanted this to happen so I can be the first in Egypt.
Ubundi iyo batamugurisha gusohora kw'inzozi ziwe ko ari kugoye muvandimwe hari igihe ibibazo biza ugahangana n'abantu na Imana kwiragira ngo igupushinge ikugeze ku mugambi wayo. Don't cry.
If they didn't sold him, maybe he wouldn't make it to Egypt. But sometimes when trials and troubles come to you, it's to push you to your promise.
Yosefu arababwira ngo n'Imana yabishatse kugira ngo mbabanzirize ino.
And Joseph said,
Uzagirire
it's the
neza
God
ubuzima
who
bwawe.
wanted that to happen, for me to be the first here.
Amen. Mbega abana b'abagabo bagira abagore benshi muzi ibibazo bagira. Umuhungu umwe yigeze ambwira ngo se wabo ngo iriya ngo bari batuye iriya no havuga mwohamenya ngo se wabo ngo yari ikimasa ca nyirakuru ngo nubisho kibazo ngo ntikizapfa gushira ikimasa bari abana b'abagore nk'abanga.
Kids who are raised with different stepmothers, they're very hard issues, a lot of issues between them.
Ako Yosefu yitegereza guhera kuri Rubeni areba ba Nafutali ba Zabuloni ba Yuda ba Dani arabareba bose aravuga ngo n'Imana yabishatse.
But Joseph looked at his brothers and he said, it's God who
Icyo uri
wanted
gucamo
that.
nimba ari Imana yabishatse tuza.
What are you going through? If it's God who wanted that, be calm, be patient.
Waandaa meza mbele yangu machoni pa watesi wangu sitaogopa, gongo lako na fimbo yako Bwana vyanifariji, sitaogopa. Kwa kweli wema na fadhili zitanifuata mimi, nitakaa nyumbani mwa Bwana siku zangu zote, sitaogopa. Kando ya maji ya utulivu, taogopa. De la rivière Salafo. Nijapopita kati ya bonde la uvuli wa mauti, sitaogopa. Kando ya maji ya utulivu, Bwana kwa kweli wema na fadhili zita. Yosefu ababwira ijambo rikomeye, arababwira ngo mugende mubwire data nam muze muri Egiputa.
And he told him, go tell our father to come in Egypt.
Aragenda abwira Farawo, aramubwira ngo nabonye bene data. Farawo aramubwira ngo genda ubazane. Bageze muri Egiputa, Farawo ababwira ahantu bagomba gutura.
And he told the king Pharaoh, I saw my brothers. And Pharaoh told him, bring them here. And they came, he gave them a land.
Yakobo ageze muri Egiputa babwira Yosefu ngo kose yaje, ngo bahuye baregamirana barahoberana. Ngwino hano rube barahoberana.
When they got there, Jacob
ahoberana na Yakobo.
Jacob saw his son Joseph, and they hugged.
Imyaka yari icanyemo, Yosefu ngo ararira na se Yakobo ngo ararira.
Joseph cried and his father cried.
Yakobo avuga ijambo rikomeye, aravuga ngo naho naho ubu nyine naho naho kuva mbonye Yosefu ibintu birara.
And Jacob said, even if I die now,
agiye kumuragara kabana mwitangiriro 49 aravuga ngo Yosefu mwana wanje ngo urazamutse ngo umeze nk'igiti ngo umeze nk'ishami ryasinze ryarirenze ngo nubwo abanze ngo bakubwiriye iby'urugomo ngo ariko amaboko yawe ndiyabangukiye kubitura inama.
And Jacob said to Joseph, Joseph, my son, you were raised, even though people did bad things to push you down, but you didn't reward them bad.
Aravuga ngo umugisha ngo urarutuwa data Isaka yatanze na Abraham ngo Imana ngo iguheze umugisha wo mu ijuru, iguheze umugisha wo mu butaka, iguheze umugisha wo mu nda. Amuvuga ibintu bikomeye, arangije aravuga ngo kuri Yosefu ngo niho hari izingiro ry'ibintu byose kuri bene.
And he told them, the blessing that I'm giving you is very important, but very important than the blessing Abraham gave Isaac. And then he told everything, all the blessings, you are the center of it.
Abahungu bose baguye muri Egiputa, amagufwa ya Yosefu Mose umuhungu wo mu nzu ya Levi yagiye yikoreye ayatanye mu gihugu. Bageze mu gihugu soma Bibiliya, amagufwa ya Yosefu ngo bayahamba kwa bene Yosefu abahungu be babiri Manase na Efrayimu. Mu migabane yabo Yosefu baramuhamba amagufwa ngo yuko yari yamenye neza ngo ibyo kuva muri Egiputa kwa bana ba Isirayeli.
And all those sons died in Egypt. They were buried in Egypt. But Joseph, his son, took care of him and buried him.
Yesu aravuga mu butumwa bwiza uko bwanditswe na Matayo ibice 32 ngira ngo na 2 aravuga ngo mukunde abanzi ba.
In the book of Matthew, Jesus said, love your enemies.
Musabire ababarenganya.
Pray for those who do unjust.
umuntu nagukubita hano usubire utege na hano.
If they slap you on here, give them even the other side.
Ariko umwanditsi w'igitabo cya Luka we yandika yaravuze ngo mukunde abanzi banyu ngo mugirire neza ababagiriye nabi ababarenganya.
But Luke said, love your enemies and do good to those who did bad.
Ntabwo igihe turimo ari icyo kwitura inabi, umuntu yamvuze nabi ndamwitura inabi, yarankosheye ndayimwitura, yagize gutya ndamutega inabi. Ibyo ntabwo aribwo butumwa bwiza, kuko Imana yatubabariye ntacyo tutazabari ko natwe tubabarirana. Uzageza he no kugira umutima utababarira, ahubwo noneho ugenda uhamagare abari abanzi bawe mubabarirane. Umwami Dawidi yavushaga amaraso ariko yacumuraga ku Mana, ariko Imana ikamubabarira kuko yagiraga umutima uku. Nasomye urwandiko Samweli yanditse rwa mbere, igitabo cya mbere cya Samweli ibice 24, hambwira amakuru ya Dawudi ayigwa na Sawuli ngene yamuguyeho, akeba ngo ku kinyita cihuzuye, ageze hakurya aramuhamagara Dawudi. Sawuli ngo bambaduke, aravuga ngo ineza ungiriye ngo ntibishoboka ko umuntu Imana yomugabiza umwanzi we gutya ngo namara ngo amureke ngo agende, kubera ngo ineza ungiriye ngo menye neza yuko ubwami bwa Isirayeli buzakomereza kuri wewe.
When Samuel did not kill the king, when he found him laying down, the king told him, the kindness you show me, instead of killing me, as for now, I know the kingdom of Israel will come from you.
Kugirira neza abanzi bacu bazabaduhanurira.
When
Yesu yaravuze ngo umuntu nakugira nabi ukamugira neza ngo uzabusa n'ucanye imbabura ku mutwe we, uzi umuntu kwikorera umuriro.
When you do good to those who did bad, it's like you put fire on their head.
Katurekera amasara ashize, Yosefu yitura bene se na se ineza atitaye ku mateka y'ibyaha.
Joseph returned kindness to his brothers and his fathers without looking the background, the histories.
Biga Yosefu bazuminga ubuzima bwa Yosefu bakabugereranya n'ubuzima bwa Kristo Yesu.
The people who study Bible, when they learn the story of Joseph, they took his life and compare it to Jesus' story.
Amen. Abisiraheli mu Giputa bagize ibibazo yuko ngo himyundi Farao utarigeze kumenya Yosefu atakiriho.
And the Israelites had issues in Egypt because they had another Pharaoh who did not know Joseph.
Niwe wabanjirije bene se muri Egiputa, uwo mu rubyaro rwa Yosefu niwe Mose yasabiye umuhungu witwa Yosuwa w'Umwefurahimu, niwe wasubiye kugera mu gihugu cya Isiraheli. Yosuwa agaburira imiryango yose ya Isiraheli igihugu. Yosuwa niwe wabikoze, niwe wabanjije, ni nawe waje gusoza muri Isiraheli.
Joseph was the one who went in Egypt, the first man from Israel, and his son or generation from him are the one who went after
Nuzaje
Moses.
kurwanya umuntu uzabanza uje kubaza amakuru y'agakiza kiwe aho kavuye ni wabo mu muryango uko bagira. Hari abantu bagira agakiza k'igice kamusitangiriyeho n'abandi bafite imizi iriya. Paulo ahabwira Timoteyo yaramubwiye ngo kwizera ufite ntabwo ari ukwawe, ko ndakubona muri nyoko no muri nyogokuru. Burya iyo umuntu yabyuvutse ku babyeyi bubaha Imana, nubwo wagira ngo ni nk'umunebwe, ni nk'amabira kurya, hari imbaraga ziva ku bakurambere zimwizingiyeho.
Before go against with a person, just know their history, the salvation in their family, because sometimes the salvation is just not for that person, but for the generations before them.
Muve hasi dusenga Imana. Hakika wema na fadhili nifuata mimi nitaka
Bwana siku zangu zote. Nitaka nyumbani siku zangu zote. Waandaa meza mbele yangu. Imana igutegurira ibyiza nka Yosefu imbere y'abakwaya.
You got to prepare the goodness like you did for Joseph.
Gongo lako na fimbo yako Bwana vyanifariji. Mu bintu bikomeye Yakobo yakoze ku muryango wa Yosefu amaze kumubona.
The very thing that was important that Jacob did after
Ashaje
seeing
agiye
Joseph,
gutanga Yakobo yaramubwiye ngo ugende uzanire abahungu bawe babiri. Unzanire Manase na Efurayimu hano.
he told Joseph, bring your sons to me.
Arababwira ngo abanti bakibaye abana bawe babaye abana bawe.
He told him, they're not your sons from now, they're my sons.
Muri Isiraheli abamanasi n'aba Efurayimu bagabanya ari imiryango ibiri bakomoka ku mutwe wa Yosefu.
The Ephraim and Manasseh are two families coming from Joseph.
Tukagira ikibazo ku muntu wewe gerageza kurema relationship yawe n'Imana bizaba bihagije nubwo ibindi byose byosakuza n'ubusa.
Don't have an issue with a person. Instead, focus with a relationship between you and God. Everything else will take its own time.
Twitura neza abatugiriye nabi. Biragoye ariko nibwo buto. Biragoye nta kindi cyabidushoboza keretse umwuka wera w'Imana ari muri twe.
Let's reward the good kindness or goodness to those who did bad to us. It's not easy, but we can do it.
Nijapopita kati ya bonde la uvuli wa mauti, ubu mubona tugiye kwizihiza Noeli ni neza y'Imana yatugiriye turi babi. Yaraturemye turayihemukira kuva mu ngobyi ya Edeni kugeza mu isezerano rishya. Yesu araboneka ari neza itanzwe n'Imana. Muri Noeli tuzavugana amakuru yanditse mu gice cya mbere cy'igitabo cy'Abefeso. Mwumva neza y'Imana ku buzima bwacu.
As we celebrating Christmas, let's remember the kindness of God he showed us.
Yesu turagushimiye muri uyu mugoroba. Turagushimiye kubw'ineza yawe kuri twe. Ahari tuba twaribagiranye kubera ibicumuro n'ibyaha byacu. Ariko ubundi ngo nibwo bwarokije. Biratugora mu mitima kubabarira batugiriye nabi Imana. Kubagirira neza biratuvuna. Ariko nibuka inkuru y'umwana w'ikirara wagiye atatanya imitungo yose ariko agarutse kwa se. Ise ngo arabagara mwambika bakora ibirori. Nuko twishimira, reka natwe twishimira batugiriye nabi kugira ngo tubagarure mu rukundo rwawe bazaraganwe natwe mu bwami bwawe Imana. Iri teraniro ahari hari umuntu wahemukiwe, hari umuntu ufite ibikomere yatewe n'abantu aho yabaye mu mateka, ariko muri mugoroba Mana ongera kandi ureme mu mutima wiwe ineza n'imbabazi byawe bitembe nk'umugezi. Twongere kandi tugire usabane nawe mu mitima yacu, tihuzuremo abatugiriye nabi, ahubwo huzuremo ineza yawe, huzuremo icubahiro cyawe, huzuremo guhishurirwa, huzuremo ubwenge, huzuremo ubwitange, huzuremo kugira umutwaro wo kugarura abantu kubungana Imana. Ibyo twifuza ko abantu batugirira aba ari byo natwe tubagirira. Uko twifuza ko tuvugwa neza tubavuge neza, uko twifuza ko twahabwa dutange, uko twifuza ko twozamuka ariko dushigikira amaboko y'abandi kugira ngo n'abimana ibagire neza ibazamuka. Uyu mugoroba ndasabira iteraniro abakuru n'abato ngo ineza yawe yomatane n'ubuzima bwabo none n'iteka ryose, kuko Dawudi yabivuze aravuga ngo nukuri kugirirwa neza n'imbabazi bizanomaho iminsi yose ngiriho, ngo nanjye nzaba mu nzu y'Uwiteka iteka ryose. Ineza yawe iganze muri twe none n'iteka ryose. Amen. Imana ibaheze umugisha mwinshi.
God bless you all.
twongera ijambo ry'Imana amashi. Barakoze abamaze kugabura ijambo ry'Imana. Buri wese afite uko yagiye yumva, buri wese afite n'uko yahiga. Nje uko natekerejeho gatoya, buri wese akoze nka devoir akazavuga ngo wa muntu nagiriye nabi, wangiriye nabi, reka byibuze mfata igice cya sheke imwe kimuhe, twiyunge tube bazima, isi yohinduka. Cyangwa se nk'igihugu cyagiriye ikindi nabi, reka tubagirire neza, isi yose yahinduka. Iri jambo rirakomeye turyitaho. Imana ibaha umugisha barivuze. Reka twumva amatangazo, niturangiza kumva amatangazo ntabwo nsura guhagarara aha. Turumva muzehe arihangana, turabizi ko yaragize nkakangahe nawe arwaye, aradusabira umugisha, yibuka n'abarwayi dufite muri uyu muhanda ndetse n'abarahandi. Mu gitondo nishyuye ntekereza ku bantu turwaje hano mu muhanda, ariko ntekereza cyane kuri muzehe Karara ufite ikibazo cy'imvune. Mu by'ukuri tumwibuka ahari, Imana izosubire imukomeze. Nanone hariho n'abandi bantu batakibona umwanya wo kuza guterana, nubwo wenda basenga bakanasoma, ariko ngo abibagiweho hari uko bitagenze neza. Mubasabire kugira ngo ama weekend tuyareke tuzaduhora